Panel members today are Ms. Pearl Wise, Mr. Pete Freeman. My name is Tony Marabella, and I'll be chairing today. Our remote location is at Webster with the, I see Mr. Major Culpepper is here again with us. Good morning again, Major Culpepper. Our next file is Jessie Dean. Mr. Dean, would you give us your full name and VOC number, please?
Jessie Lee Dean, 757174.
Mr. Dean, let me explain our process to you. First, I'm going to read some information in the record, and then the board is going to conduct a parole interview with you. At the end of the interview, you'll be allowed to make a brief statement before the board votes. Do you understand our process?
Yes, sir.
This is in the matter of Jessie Dean, VOC number 757174, date of birth May the 1st of 2000. Mr. Dean is a first-time offender. His parole eligibility date is September the 2nd of 2021. He is not eligible for parole for a good time. He has a full term date of January the 2nd of 2025. He is currently serving a 5-year sentence on the charge of carnal knowledge of a juvenile and pornography involving juveniles, having been sentenced on both of those charges on December the 8th of 2020. Is all of that accurate, Mr. Dean?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Dean, how old are you today?
22.
Okay, and how long have you been in prison on this 5-year sentence?
3 years, 2 months, I think.
Tell me a little bit about your educational background.
In terms of outside before jail.
Yeah, let's talk about before you came to jail, and then we'll talk about what you've done while you've been in.
Well, most of my education involves trade works like carpentry, electricity, a little bit of automotive. I should have a few certifications at home for carpentry. That's really what I went to school for. But I would have liked to have went for HVAC or more into the automotive industry. But that's about it. I do have a high school education.
Did you graduate from high school, or did you get a GED?
I graduated.
Where did you go to high school?
Union Parish High School.
And were you working before you came to prison?
No, but I was in the midst of trying to become a firefighter for Ouachita Parish.
Yeah, you were in school in firefighter. You were in the training phases.
No,
you were trying to apply to get in.
Yes, I was trying to apply.
I got you. Okay. Did you have a job before that?
I've done little family and friend helping things, like I did concrete work with a friend of mine, and I've done some grocery store stuff, but nothing serious like I would want.
Okay. Now you were living in Marion, Louisiana, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Who were you living with?
My father.
And tell me how you met the victim in this case.
It was on social media.
Tell me how that came about.
Well, I'll explain the day. I got back from a football game one night, and I just started adding random people on Snapchat, and she happened to be one of them.
You're really talking to a person who is social media illiterate. Not sure I know what Snapchat is. Is that like Facebook or something?
Yeah.
Is that a dating service? Tell me what that is.
It's like the young kids' Facebook, sort of.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you said you were sending things out. What does that mean?
I was
Tell me what
sending
kind of
friend requests.
information you sent out.
I just was sending friend requests to random people just to see who would add me. Just trying to.
Let's talk
expand.
about her specifically. How did the two of you get added together? She responded to your send out? Okay,
Yeah.
and how did she respond?
It's a random, like you don't know who you're talking to until you actually ask who you are talking to. So for a little while, we didn't know who each other were.
Now, when you say a little while, are we talking about an hour or two? Are we talking about a week or two? How long are we
A
talking?
few days.
Okay, all right. So how is it that you ultimately learned who each other was?
I just asked what her name was, and she asked what my name was. Just simple.
And at some point, did you learn her age?
I learned it about a week or two later.
Okay, and how old was she?
She was 13.
Okay, and how old were you?
I was 19 at the time, I think.
So tell me how it progressed to the fact that the two of you got together and had sex.
Well, she took a liking to me for some reason, and me being as young as I was tenderhearted, and I really fell for it. And we started dating online, I guess. This is really stupid to say, but she made a joke one day that she wanted to come and see me, and I said, I don't know how you're gonna do it, but she made a joke one day that she was gonna take her mom's car to come and see me, and I told her not to do it, and she ended up doing it anyway, and she came and see me.
And what happened when she came to see you?
Uh, I guess it was just a late midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and she came over and we talked for a little while, and eventually one thing led to another, and we ended up having sex.
On that first visit,
Yeah.
how many times did she come back?
4 times, I think.
Prior to this relationship with her, this sexual relationship with her, had you ever been intimate with anyone else?
Yeah.
How old were those persons?
Well, normally it was people around my age that I went to school with.
Did you at the time see anything wrong with having sex with a 13-year-old girl?
I knew it was wrong, but I didn't know how bad it really was.
You didn't know the criminal consequences,
Yes.
but you knew in your heart this was wrong. This was not a 19-year-old boy shouldn't be having sex with a 13-year-old girl.
Yes, sir.
So why would you do that? Why would you continue to do that?
I don't know. There was like I said, I was young and I was tenderhearted and I was easy, and I thought it was okay. We went this long, so I thought maybe we're okay. I don't know. I was young and stupid.
You were young, but she was much younger.
Yeah.
What were you doing when you were 13 years old?
I have no clue, honestly. Just
Were
going
you
to
having sex?
no.
Why not?
I don't know.
Were you even thinking about sex at 13?
Honestly, yes.
Let's talk about what you've done while you've been in prison. Now, you've taken some courses. You've taken, at least you began, your records reflect that you began phases 1 and 2 of sex offender treatment. Did you complete those 2 phases?
Yes, sir. And I'm in the midst of completing phase 3 now.
Okay, so you're still working on phase 3 now. How long have you been in phase 3?
I take my test in 2 weeks, I think.
Okay. And once you pass your test, you'll move to phase 4?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what you've learned thus far in phases 1 and 2 of sex offender.
Well, phase 1 teaches us about our 27 risk factors. And that teaches me how to identify and prevent potential risk factors or situations or whatever. And phase two is learning.
Let's stay with phase one right now. Potential risk factors. Did you recognize any potential risk factors for you?
Like the time that my offense happened?
No, as you were in the program and going through all of the risk factors, did anything resonate with you? Did you say, "Gee, that's me, and I need to avoid this, and that's a real problem. Had I known this, had I done this, this might not have happened." Did any light like that come on?
Maybe a few risk factors.
Okay, tell me one or two of the risk factors that you recognize.
Probably control, sexual lapse, and I think that's it. I don't really.
And the second phase, tell me what you learned in the second phase.
Well, second phase, we have to give an example, our own example of each risk factor.
And did you do that?
Yes, sir.
Did you have an example for each of the risk factors?
I missed one. I couldn't remember one.
Can you tell me one or two of your examples?
Cognitive distortion would be, I think all women want me. Mind altering substance would be, I like getting high before a football game.
Now, you say one of the risk factors is that you believe all women want you. Did you believe that with this young girl?
I thought she did.
Getting high, do drugs, get out, drinking, doing drugs?
No.
Well, I mean, a minute ago, I thought you said one of your risk factors was getting high before ball games.
Oh no.
No.
I thought you just wanted me to give you an example of just any risk factor and my example of it. I just picked that one.
Okay. Wow. Since you've been in the sex offender program, since you've been in jail for 3 years and 2 months, have you given more thought to what's wrong about what you did?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Tell me about that.
Well, I definitely made some poor decisions, and I do regret her coming and seeing me. I regret, not gonna say knowing her, I regret the decisions that we made with each other for sure. And I definitely wish that I could take it back, but I can't. The only thing I can do is make sure I do better in the future.
Now, while this relationship on surface appeared to be consensual, under the law, it was not consensual. 13-year-old cannot consent to have sex. That's just the law. And that law is there for a reason, because they're so immature and they're so young. What effect do you think your relations or your interactions with this young girl will have on her for the rest of her life, potentially? Have you taken any of that yet in sex offender program? What effect do you think this will have on this young girl for long term?
I don't know, honestly. I really don't know what effect it would have on her. I mean, yes, it would affect her, but I wouldn't be able to tell you specifically. I mean, she's probably missed out on some good things because she was strolling around with me and getting in trouble with me and all that. But I don't know.
Now, did I hear you say to me, you've not done drugs? You don't do drugs?
No, sir.
Never smoked marijuana, cocaine, anything like that?
I've smoked weed when I was way younger, but that's about it.
What is way younger?
Probably 15, 16.
And how long did you do that?
It was only one time.
Were you, did you do any drugs at all with the young girl?
No,
Y'all drink anything at all?
no.
You drink?
Do I drink? Occasionally.
Where will you live if you were released early?
I would live with my grandmother, 291 Union Church Road, Marion, Louisiana.
When did you actually go to prison? You were sentenced on December the 8th. You pled guilty on December the 8th, 2020. Is that when you went to prison?
No, that's whenever I became DOC, but I originally came to jail at January 1st or 2nd of 20.
Okay, so you didn't bond out after you got arrested?
No, sir.
So the reason I'm asking is on April the 5th of 2021, your rap sheet shows that you were arrested for a contraband charge. What was that about?
I was working on, I was a trustee in my old jail. I was doing laundry and somebody had thrown some drugs in the cart, and that was dismissed early because it was just somebody fooling with me.
So it was drugs that were involved, but you weren't prosecuted.
Yes, sir.
Now, you took victim accountability letter, is that right?
No, sir. Victim accountability letter?
You didn't take that, a victim accountability in 2021? You didn't take that program? I mean, I wrote it down. Maybe I have the wrong, I'm writing down the wrong thing.
Victim accountability. I don't remember doing anything like that.
Well, it shows that on May the 27th of 2021, you completed victim accountability letter training. You don't remember doing that?
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, well, maybe that's a mistake. Okay. You ever had any mental health evaluation?
No, sir.
Did you take any kind of medication?
No, sir.
You ever taken any kind of medication?
I was prescribed Vyvanse whenever I was a kid going to school.
How long did you take that?
All the way up to high school, I think.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yeah, Mr. Major Culpepper, can you tell us anything about Mr. Dean?
He's not had no write-ups or nothing. He hasn't given us no problems at all since he's been here, sir.
Yeah.
Excuse me, when do you expect him to complete sex offender treatment? Y'all have a pending graduation date for him?
They don't yet. He's still got a couple more phases to finish.
April 14th.
Around April 14th is what the next one is.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Dean, is there anything you'd like to say to us before we vote?
Well, I know I was young and I made some mistakes, and I really am sorry for what I did. I really wish I could take it back, but I can't. The only thing I can do is make sure I have a better future, and I would like to try to get started on that future early, and hopefully y'all would grant me parole upon completion of this program or something along them lines. That's all I could wish for.
Board ready to vote?
I do have one other question. I forgot to ask. I know I had something. Your victim was charged with unauthorized use of a movable. Do you know anything about what happened with her charges?
No, I don't know anything about what happened to him, but I heard she did get charged.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's all I had.
Mr. Dean, I really do believe that you need that, the rest of that, sex offender treatment, without question. I think you also need some more programming. I think you need to be able to understand why what you did was wrong. I don't think you understand that yet. There is a reason why the law says you can't have consensual sex with a woman or a man for that matter, 13 years old. You just can't. And I don't think that you really understand the significance of that. I mean, I think that your consequences that you're in jail is really what you're thinking was wrong. I did something wrong, now I'm in jail. I don't really think that you got the picture of why it was wrong. You have been in jail for 3 years and 2 months. My vote would be to grant, conditioned upon your finishing the sex offender treatment program. And I'm hoping that you might not have enough time. I don't know, but I would like you to I would like to see you take programs such as Thinking for a Change or something like that would give you some perspective on really what it is that you have done. I thought that victim letter writing was something that would have helped you, but you don't even remember taking. Maybe it's just an error in your record. I don't know. But that would be my vote. My vote would be that grant conditionally upon completing the sex offender program and another program that would help you be introspective. Once you complete those two programs, you would be released out. You probably finished by then. So that would be my opinion. Swise?
Mr. Dean, I too am concerned about you as well, but I just feel inclined to take a chance on you. And my vote is the same for the same reasons.
Thank you.
My vote is also the same, but I'd also like the condition that there be no contact with the victim. In this case whatsoever, I'm talking about text messaging, computer or whatever, and that you have electronic monitoring so we can prove if you come within contact with the victim.
Yes, sir.
On a house. Okay. It's my vote.
Okay, Mr. Dean, you have 3 votes to grant your parole conditionally upon completing the rest of your sex offender program and a program that would give you some self-enrichment. I'm going to recommend the Thinking for a Change program or something similar to that. Once you are released, you'll have no contact whatsoever with the victim, and you'll be under electronic monitoring. Your full term date is January of 25, so that will run through there. You'll have to register as a sex offender, and you'll have to follow all of those rules and regulations. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Well,
I thank y'all for this opportunity.
Last.
okay, we'll close out. Major Culpepper, thank you very much for your help. We'll be adjourned from Webster at 11:38.
Thank you, sir, ma'am.